The best way to predict the future is to create it. Time is precious, time is money, and this is the time for Money Talk on Atlantic Television Network. Good day, viewers, and welcome to a fresh episode of 80th Business on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. This is a network's medium of bringing the happenings in the economic sector of society to our discerning viewers. This program is aimed at bringing to the doorstep of viewers the business, financial and economic activities from all strata of society. Its deliveries are centered through the various stock exchanges across the world. News about government economic activities, private sector business activities, laced with expert opinions, stakeholders analyses, and correspondence reports. First, a quick look at the headlines in Lagos State. Sanwo-Olu opens new roads, promises more infrastructure and on economic growth. Zolom canvasses robust investment in agri to end terrorism. And on economic growth, federal government platform unveils platform to track government assets. Still on that, federal government to start up development task businesses. And federal government launches electronic asset register to boost investment. And on petroleum market, marketers worry as 5-month fuel imports hit 6 trillion naira. Don't forget we're open for advert placement, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on our 18 socials on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter, Atlantic TV Network. You can watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we head straight into our stories. Do stay tuned.
The board, management and staff of Morrison Media Group presents the 2025 anniversary lecture of Atlantic Television Network and Wish 99.5 FM. Theme: Imperative of Private Media in Sustainable Development.
Keynote speaker, Professor Tony Iradia, erudite and broadcast guru. Chairman, Professor Umar Pat, President, Society of Broadcasters, Nigeria, and Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Kashiri, Gombe State. Panelists, Chief Honorable Arthur C. Kalabo, Information and Communication Expert, Dr. Haka Tuwait, Lecturer, Public Relations, Media and Communication, Dr. Bekwele Lawrence DK, Lecturer, Marketing Communication and Public Relations, Opaka Dakuba, Chairman, South-South, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Susan Serakara Nwikana, Chairperson, Nawach River State, Chief Host, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, Esquire, FSM, FINC, FNINN, MNIM, ARPA, MIPPA, Chairman, Morrison Group. Date, 10th of March 2025. Venue, Dimeji Banquet Hall, Gay Place Hotel, Kilometer 5 East West Road by Obirikwere Flyover, Rumosi, Port Harcourt. Time is 11 a.m.
Call Kehinde Paul Obofadi on 0802 301 5728. That is 0802 301 5728 or info@atlanticnetwork.tv or info@wishfm995ph.com. You can also call Laurentia Ogu on 0818 344 6746. That is 0818 344 6746 or lead content at atlanticnetwork.tv. This is signed by management.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And now on to our stories proper. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to infrastructure development as a key driver of economic growth in the state. Speaking on Thursday during the unveiling of the newly rehabilitated Demorin Agidi Road and Church Street in Agboyi Iketu Local Council Development Area and Kosofe Local Government Area, Sanwo-Olu emphasized that strategic infrastructure investments would enhance connectivity, improve traffic flow, and stimulate business activities. He urged residents to take ownership of the newly completed roads by maintaining them and preventing acts of vandalism or indiscriminate waste disposal. The Demirin Agidi Road is a project that has significantly improved road connectivity, reduced travel time, and eliminated perennial flooding issues, Sanwo-Olu said. This achievement also aligns with our vision for intermodal transportation, which directly impacts the health and socio-economic well-being of our people. Highlighting the project's alignment with the Teams Plus agenda, the governor noted that rehabilitating key roads such as Demorin, Agidi, and Church Street has revitalized commercial activities for thousands of residents and business owners. This road network serves as a critical link, not only connecting Ketu to other parts of the local government, but also providing a vital bypass for traffic heading to Mile 12 International Commodities Market and the Owode Onirin Auto Parts Market along Ikorodu Road. He added. Also speaking at the event, the special advisor to the governor on infrastructure, Olufemi Daramola, described the project as a testament to the administration's visionary leadership. He commended the governor and his deputy, Dr. Bafemi Hamzat, for their unwavering dedication to infrastructure, which continues to transform Lagos. Sanwo-Olu assured Lagosians that his administration remains focused on delivering strategic road networks in line with the Lagos State Transport Master Plan and the broader Teams Plus development framework. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has canvassed increased investment in the agricultural sector to address terrorism in Nigeria and other countries. According to him, the move would end terrorism and conflicts that have claimed many lives and property in Africa. Zulum spoke on Wednesday in Ibadan during a panel discussion on public-private development partnership for agri-food transformation at the International of Tropical Agriculture, Ibadan, Oyo State. The event was part of a 3-day working visit of the President of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, to Nigeria. The visit was to explore innovative agricultural practices that could strengthen strategic partnerships between the two countries. With Sierra Leone's history of conflict, President Bio is eager to adopt agricultural strategies that have proven effective in conflict-affected regions. Besides adopting the agricultural strategies, Bayo stated, "We are keen and ready to learn from Borno State's agricultural initiatives," noting that the strategy had demonstrated a remarkable resilience despite the 15-year Boko Haram insurgency in the state. Speaking alongside Governors Seyi Makinde of Oyo and Caleb Mofwang of Plateau State, Zulum shared insights into Borno's agricultural transformation, highlighting the investment in solar-powered irrigation, large-scale farming, and public-private partnerships. He stated, "Our strategic investments in the agricultural sector have yielded remarkable results to boost employment and food security." Federal government on Thursday launched the National Electronic Assets Register, a digital platform aimed at tracking and managing government-owned assets across ministries, departments, and agencies. The initiative, spearheaded by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, is expected to enhance transparency and accountability in public asset management while aligning with global financial reporting standards. Speaking at the launch in Abuja, the Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Madeyin, described the platform as a transformative step towards better financial management. We are here not just to witness the launch of a digital system, but to also be put through a few steps for the use of this initiative. It's a journey of transforming the way we manage public resources, essential for the sustainability of our nation's finances and integrity of our financial systems, she added. She highlighted that for decades, Nigeria had lacked a consolidated record of its assets, which has created gaps in financial reporting. For the longest time, we have operated without a single balance sheet that truly reflects the financial health of our country. The financial statement of governments always ends in negative liability, not because we lack assets, but because they have not been properly documented, she said. Federal government said it is committed to ensuring that the startup ecosystem thrives in the country despite challenges. It urged developers to access the 10 billion naira startup capital. However, the slow pace in accessing the funds was due to the governing council yet to sit. This was revealed at an interactive workshop held in Lagos on Wednesday with the theme Streamlining Access to Incentives under the Nigerian Startup Act, organized by the Office for Nigerian Digital Innovation, a special purpose vehicle of National Information Technology Development Agency. NITDA. The National Coordinator of ONDI, Victoria Fabomi, said the workshop aimed, among other things, to rally private sector stakeholders in the digital innovation ecosystem on the challenges, opportunities, and government-backed incentives available under the NSA, which was passed into law in 2022. Fabomi emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring a thriving startup ecosystem by providing financial support, regulatory clarity, and strategic partnerships that empower businesses to scale as fast as possible. She harped on the synergy between the private sector and the government in ensuring that the provisions of the NSA positively impacts the innovation ecosystem. According to her, there are lots of interventions to encourage more participation in the NSA, saying there is also the startup portal that will serve as a one-stop shop for all ecosystem players and activities. She said plans are also on the ground to bring together the private sector, the public sector, and academia, which includes universities and research outfits, to develop the ecosystem. While calling on startups to access the 10 billion naira fund, then she noted that apart from the funds, which are currently domiciled with the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, adding, of course, realistically speaking, 10 billion naira is not enough to go around the country, not even in a state like Lagos State, right? But of course, it is to encourage more funding activities, some from venture capitalists and some from angel investors. Secondly, there are tax incentives as it is right now, and that's to encourage the growth of startups, because tax sometimes burdens their financial capacity and their activities. There are also going to be research grants for academia to encourage research and development. Of course, there's going to be access to markets, because as you know, the AFCFTA has come to stay, and there is the digital trade protocol. So if we want to build capacity, we have to look beyond Nigeria. Federal government has launched a national electronic register to give real-time access to information about the assets owned by the government to attract more investments to the country. The digital registry is meant to increase transparency and serve as a central point where the country's assets can be accessed and tracked. The Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Oluwatoyin Madein, in a keynote address at the launch, which also featured the unveiling of a compendium of the FAAC allocations to the three tiers of government from 2020 to 2020, said the launch mark is the launch of premium motor spirits, petrol, and automotive gas oil over 5 months. But independent marketers and retailers, through their various associations, kicked against the development as the importation of these commodities gulped about 6 trillion naira, a development that further powered pressure on the country's forex. The dealers spoke under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria. A detailed advertorial online on Wednesday quoting tanker vessels movements into Nigerian ports showed few importers utilizing scarce foreign exchange brought in over 5.01 billion litres of petrol and 1.37 billion litres of diesel between October 2024 and November 2025. With an average price of 900 naira per litre, importers may have spent 4.51 trillion naira on PMS imports and 5.51 trillion naira on diesel, using an average price of 1,100 naira per litre. This indicates a cumulative amount of 6.2 trillion naira. The 6-page advert analyzing the importation of PMS and AGO further disclosed that the imported products arrived through 4 seaports, with the Apapa and Tin Can seaports in Lagos receiving the highest amount of 3.86 billion litres of fuel. This was followed by Port Harcourt Port receiving the second highest of 5.63 billion fuel. 1.39 billion litres of fuel bettered at the Calabar port, while the Warri received the lowest import of 389.52 million litres of fuel. The latest developments came despite the fact that Nigeria currently has a combined domestic refining capacity of 985,000 barrels per day, a figure enough to meet daily consumption of 50 million litres per day, according to the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Authority. On November 26, 2024, the government announced that petrol production had commenced at the Port Harcourt refinery after a long period of rehabilitation. During the unveiling of the refinery, NNPC officials conducted stakeholders around the facility where they took samples of petrol, diesel, and kerosene. In another development, marketers of petroleum products kicked against the importation of petroleum products into Nigeria, especially as it impacts the nation's foreign exchange. The national president of Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners of Association of Nigeria, Billy Gillis Harry, said the stakeholders have once agreed to promote local content instead of importing fuel into Nigeria, wondering why some are yet to abide by the resolution. According to him, anyone importing fuel now could not have sourced forex from the Central Bank of Nigeria. We have collectively, as stakeholders, decided that we must be pro-local content. We must do everything possible to encourage local production and local consumption. I recall that all the associations took that decision under the leadership of NNPC to stop importation. So, whoever is importing at this time may not be doing that with the CBN's dollar approval, because CBN doesn't have $600 million now to give anybody to import petroleum products. Gillis Harris said, according to him, stakeholders are now focused on growing the Dangote refinery, Port Harcourt refinery, and other local refineries in Nigeria. He declared that Petro1 is not in support of importation when there is enough refining capacity. All of us in the industry today are focused on growing what Dangote, the NNPC, and other refineries like Ezekiel Refinery, Edo Refinery, Nigeria Delta Refinery, Watersmith Refinery. So you can see clearly that there is quite a lot of attraction of foreign investors in this downstream sector, because it's easy for Nigeria to become the hub of refined products exportation, which will certainly strengthen our naira and reduce our dependence on foreign exchange. The largest percentage of our forex expenses is for refined products, so we don't encourage fuel importation. We are focused on patronizing Dangote Refinery, the NNPC, Ezekiel, Edo Refinery, Watersmith, Nigeria Delta Refinery, and others, Gillis Harris submitted. Similarly, the spokesperson of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Chinedu Ukadike, said IPMAN members are not the ones importing fuel into Nigeria. According to him, independent marketers now source their products locally to promote local investments, and create jobs. He described the heavy fuel importation as a counting stage the country has passed through. With what's happening in this industry now, I don't think we should be looking at the past. We should be looking at Dangote, NNPC, and other refineries. We also should be looking at other competitive industry, especially the other refineries that are springing up. The issue of importation has been settled, so it does not have anything to do with our deregulation process. That is my own stance, he stated. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has complained about the treatment meted out to Nigerian passengers by some international airlines, insisting that Nigerians cannot be paying the highest fee across Africa and still get maltreated. The aviation regulator said Nigerians pay a humongous amount to fly more than any other country in Africa. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of the NCAA, Michael Achimogu, disclosed this at a meeting with the management team of Rwanda Air over prolonged and delayed refund allegations leveled against the airline by many Nigerian passengers. He complained of the airline's staff's unprofessionalism, which according to him was evident in the manner of their approach. In a video of the meeting, which was held in Abuja on Wednesday, the NCAA publicist told the airline that he understood the airline treats Nigerian passengers shabbily, thinking the passengers do not have so many options. Our correspondent gathered that Rwanda Air has a reputation for difficulties with refunds. Passengers often complain about lengthy processing times and challenges with getting refunds for cancelled flights. However, both domestic and international airlines in Nigeria have been found capable of delays in refunding the ticket fees to passengers after flights are cancelled. Achimogu said Nigerians are paying a humongous amount of money for travels compared to all other African countries, so they deserve better. We are not aware of the discourtesy of some of your staff, but it is funny because it is customer relations. The etiquette by which some of your staff members relate is horrible. Even the way your staff was speaking in the video is disjointed and not professional. But we will get to that later because we spent the better part of last year advising airlines on professionalism in their customer relations. Your passenger handling needs to improve. Next can be paying the kind of fees they are paying and then get treated this way. Our job, God knows, is not to regulate you out of business, but passengers are kings in the industry. If they don't exist, then you and I won't exist in this industry. I know that the thinking for many airlines is that passengers don't have too many choices. Even if they complain, they will still come back to fly because they need to fly. But the truth is, we have seen many great airlines go extinct. Maybe they are thought it was not possible. Never think it is not possible. Nigerian Exchange Limited halted its 3-day losing streak to close in an upbeat yesterday as market capitalization appreciated by 216 billion naira amid bargain hunting in Guinness Nigeria PLC and 34 stocks. The all-share index rose by 344.24%, representing an increase of 0.32% to close at 106,780.72 points. Similarly, the overall market capitalization value gained 216 billion naira to close at 8.869 billion naira. The market positive performance was driven by price appreciation in large and medium capitalized stocks, which are Guinness Nigeria, Transnational Corporation, Transcorp, Africa Prudential, Dangote Sugar Refinery, and First Hold Co. On market outlook, AfriInvest Limited said that we anticipate a sustained positive performance on the bourse, underpinned by improved investor sentiment as well as declining attraction in the fixed income market. Following the further yield correction at the last Treasury bills primary market auction, Betiva Dealings and Brokerage said after 3 straight sessions of declines, today's green close was driven largely by bargain hunting rather than a broad shift in sentiment. Investors took advantage of beating prices, but with elevated fixed income yields, upside momentum may remain limited. We expect a mixed session ahead with pockets of buying interest in fundamentally strong stocks, while profit taking on today's gainers could keep the market choppy. As measured by market breadth, market sentiment was positive as 35 stocks gained while 15 stocks lost. Transcorp and SCOA Nigeria recorded the highest price gain of 9.98% to close at 51.80 kobo. SCOA Nigeria followed with a gain of 9.88% to close at 3 naira 78 kobo, and Africa Prudential up by 9.87% to close at 30 naira 60 kobo. Tantalizers rose by 9.72% to close at 2 naira 37 kobo, while Cabatin Offshore Support Group appreciated by 9.52% to close at 2 naira 76 kobo. On the other hand, Sunu Assurance, MRS Oil Nigeria, and Red Star Express led the losers chart by 10% each to close at 4.77 naira, beg your pardon, which is 166 naira 0.50 kobo and 5 naira 0.94 kobo respectively. Lasako Assurance followed with a decline of 7.99% to close at 2 naira 65 kobo. UPDC lost 6.76% to close at 2 naira 62 kobo. The total volume traded declined by now 5.9% to 375.725 million units, valued at 10.185 billion naira, and exchanged in 11,447 deals. Electricity distribution company has cried out over the invasion of its corporate headquarters by men and officers of the Nigerian Air Force from the Sam Etnan Air Force Base in Ikeja, Lagos State on Thursday. The soldiers, who also brutalized the correspondent of Punch newspapers, Dare Olawin, and other journalists who were on the premises for an assignment during their period, invaded the premises on the expiration of the ultimatum given to the DISCO to reconnect their power supply, which was disconnected because of a debt of 4 billion naira. The journalists were to gather at Ikeja to proceed to Adiyan in Ogun State to unveil a solar project. It is a record that in the last 10 years, the bill has accumulated to over 4 billion naira. I repeat, 4 billion naira. An arrangement for payments in terms of even servicing their electricity bill have been abortive. They feel that it's their entitlement to use electricity for free. And we have reminded them several times that we don't get government subvention in this organization. It's a privatized entity. As such, it is clear that most of the things that appear to be inefficiencies on our part are because of people like the Air Force Base and the debts they owe the business. Because if that kind of debt is owed by just one institution, imagine how much that would have gone in terms of relief to places where they need transformers and other facilities to improve supply, Okoti said. According to him, instead of coming to the table, as they had always done with them, they resorted to attacks. Okotie disclosed that sometime in October, the AOC Ademulegun intervened on behalf of the base commander, and we had some level of agreements which we implemented. But what they technically did was to deny our technicians access to the facility so that they could manipulate that installation within the base. So the regulated hours that they would get supplied based on what they could pay for was exceeded. That is an infraction. That is unlawful. That is criminal. The spokesperson disclosed that the Air Force had on Wednesday written the company, ordering it to reconnect the base within 48 hours or face the consequences. Experts from the Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, NISA, and Nigeria Economic Society, NES, yesterday agreed that the 2025 budget could positively impact businesses and the nation's economy if some concerns over its implementation were addressed. In the submissions at a seminar tagged Impacts of the 2025 Budget on the Business and Economic Sector held in Lagos, the guest speaker and Chief Executive Officer of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprises, CPPE, Dr. Muda Yusuf, said fixing structural challenges through infrastructure spending in the budget could impact positively on the economy and private sector. He said businesses could benefit from the contracting and procurement activities as service providers or suppliers spending commences. Although he expressed concern that while high government borrowing might hurt the private sector because of the crowding out effect in a credit market by the government, it will offer attractive low-risk investments in government securities to investors in financial instruments. But despite the optimism expressed over the 2025 budget, concerns were, however, raised regarding its implementation. He said, as of the first quarter of 2024, implementation of the 2023 capital budget was still ongoing, while that of 2024 was yet to commence according to the budget implementation report of the Budget and National Planning Ministry. Inevitably, the 2025 budget will also be rolled over to 2026. Apart from the concerns over implementation, Muda pointed out the need to separate infrastructure spending from capital budgets to enable a better assessment of government commitment to infrastructure development, which according to him is a major desire of the private sector. In her submission in her opening speech, the Director General of NISA, Professor Antonia Simbine, said the Nigerian economy is in transition triggered by the set of policies initiated a little less than 2 years ago, and the needle has moved in certain areas and the economy may have been profoundly reshaped. In spite of the optimism she expressed, the Don said the 2025 budget is the biggest ever in local currency terms, amounting to 54.99 trillion naira to be funded through debt 69%, loans 28%, and asset sales 2%, with priorities on defense and security, infrastructure, education, and health. In his remarks, the NSC President Professor Adeola Adenikunju called for fiscal discipline, efficiency in the public expenditure, and innovative approaches to revenue mobilization, including leveraging technology and broadening the tax base, while ensuring that tax policies did not stifle productivity and business growth. Wema Bank has extended $200,000 in grants to 18 innovative startups as one of the previous editions of Hackaholics, Nigeria's premier hackathon, in its sixth season organized by the bank. The bank disclosed this at the announcement of a call for applications for the sixth edition Hackaholics 6.0, saying the project is about social impact. Chief Transformation Officer of Wema Bank, Babatunde Mumuyi, said the bank remained committed to supporting the country's economic growth, including innovative enterprises. From inception to date, we have had a total of 18 winners at Hackaholics, and we have given out about $200,000 in grants to all the winners. Over the years, we have continued to increase the prize money to empower the innovators to progress, Mumuni said. Hackaholics is designed to foster technology advancement and entrepreneurship, aligns with the bank's commitment to empowering startups with funding, mentorship, and market access, he said. Ahead of this year's edition, the bank said it would collaborate with governors in the southwest states to boost local innovation and leverage technology to drive transformation in food systems. This collaboration, it plans, is expected to strengthen agrotech and boost the performance of agriculture. Executive Director of Retail and Digital Business, Tunde Mababwonku, noted that the bank remained dedicated to improving innovation, especially with respect to agriculture, while disclosing a plan for the collaboration. He said Hackaholics 6.0 focuses on attracting bold and cutting-edge solutions in key sectors like AI, blockchain, renewable energy, customer experience, and cybersecurity. According to him, the initiative aligns with the bank's strategic vision for its 80th anniversary in 2025. The program, he said, has the potential to generate innovations that create new avenues for economic activity and job creation, and has recorded past successes in transportation, healthcare, and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Union AAJ Express Logistics Limited, an indigenous logistics company, has unveiled a direct export service DES to Canada, the United Kingdom, the United States, and 11 European countries. With the launch, AAJ has become the first local logistics company to independently provide the service, which is exported to increase export volume. With affiliation and partnerships across the world, the firm gives customers hassle-free export processing services, which come with real-time tracking. Speaking on the launch, founder and CEO of AAJ, Adekunle Adeyemo, noted the company's dedication to advancing Nigeria's logistics landscape. He said the firm has partnered with several airlines to deliver top-notch services across the country. After successfully launching our nationwide doorstep delivery service in 2024, we have taken another giant leap within a year by launching our DES. So this is a historic first for an indigenous logistics company in Nigeria. With our physical offices and operations teams in the USA and UK, we are positioned to provide exporters, e-commerce businesses, corporate clients, and individuals with world-class tech-driven logistics solutions at an affordable rate, he said. The new service is designed to support Nigeria's growing exports industry, particularly benefiting small and medium enterprises and e-commerce businesses seeking reliable, cost-effective, and transparent international shipping solutions, he said. The company CEO urged the federal government to reduce human interference and allow the logistics ecosystem to run on automation, saying it would drastically reduce the cost of operations and service. Currently operating 40 express centers across Nigeria, AAJ Express has outlined an ambitious expansion plan to enhance accessibility and coverage nationwide. Country Director of Agency Franchise Development, AFD Nigeria, Xavier Moron, has called on Nigerian businesses to tap into the number of projects by the AFD to develop the country. Moron stated this at the AFD-funded project workshop organized by the Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, FNCCI, in collaboration with AFD Lagos. He said the group finances, supports, and accelerates the transitions needed for a fairer and more resilient world. He said Nigerian businesses need to partner with some French businesses to improve their offerings while keying into projects by the AFD Pro Group. Head of the Economic Department and Regional Economic Council of France, Florent Mangin, said AFD would be deploying about 1 million euros in the next year to boost economic progress in Nigeria. Mangin said some French businesses have moved away from Nigeria because of insecurity and economic challenges, but are willing to return to Nigeria considering its economic policies and political stability. He said forging partnerships and combining expertise with Nigerian companies would boost the development of the country. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we head straight right into the stock market, the foreign exchange market, and what the current exchange rate is today. Do stay tuned.
The board, management and staff of Morrison Media Group presents the 2025 anniversary lecture of Atlantic Television Network and Wish 99.5 FM. Theme: Imperative of Private Media in Sustainable Development.
Keynote speaker, Professor Tony Iradia, erudite scholar and broadcast guru. Chairman, Professor Umar Bhat, President, Society of Broadcasters, Nigeria, and Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Kashiri, Gombe State. Panelists: Chief Honorable Arthur C. Kalabo, Information and Communication Expert; Dr. Haka Tuait, Lecturer, Public Relations, Media and Communication; Dr. Bekwele Lawrence DK, Lecturer, Marketing Communication and Public Relations; Opaka Dakuba, Chairman, South-South, Nigerian Union of Journalists; Susan Serekara Nwikana, Chairperson, Nawach, River State. Chief Host, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, Esquire, FSM, FIMC, FNIMN, MNIM, ARPA, MIPPA. Chairman, Morrison Group. Date: 10th of March 2025. Venue: the Meiji Banquet Hall, Gay Place Hotel, Kilometer 5 East West Road, by Obikwere Flyover, Rumosi, Port Harcourt. Time is 11 a.m.
Call Kehinde Paul Obofadi on 0802 301 5728. That is 0802 301 5728. Or info at atlanticnetwork.tv or info at wishfm995ph.com. You can also call Laurentia Ogu on 0818 6746. That is 0818 344 6746. Or lead content at atlanticnetwork.tv. This is signed by management.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And now on to the international market. Wall Street stocks finished lower on Thursday, with the Nasdaq confirming it has been in a correction since December, weighed down by market details over the current uncertainty surrounding U.S. trade policy. President Donald Trump announced on Thursday that goods from Canada and Mexico, covered by the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, will be exempted for a month from the 25% tariffs imposed earlier this week. The development comes a day after Trump exempted automotive goods from the tariffs. Trump had earlier only mentioned an exemption for Mexico, but later signed an amendment to his order that now covers Canada as well. The fog of confusion is getting thicker by the moment, unfortunately, said Mark Malek, Chief Investment Officer at Cybernet NXT in New York. We are getting a lot of just different conflicting information. Tariffs are on, tariffs are off. Some tariffs are on, and so forth. 10 out of 11 sectors on the benchmark S&P 500 index finished lower, while the biggest losses in consumer discretionary, real estate and technology equities. Energy was the only gainer. The Nasdaq dropped 10.4% from its December 16 closing level, confirming a correction. The S&P 500 briefly fell below its 200-day moving average during the section, a technical support level which could signal further declines if it significantly breaks under. The CBOE Volatility Index, also known as Wall Street's fear gauge, ended up 2.94% at 24.87, marking its highest close since December 18. Investors were met with some calm on Friday after a turbulent week besieged by U.S. trade policy confusion and a global rise in borrowing cost as a steep sell-off in bonds abated and currencies steadied though stocks retraded. Wall Street lower overnight. The Nasdaq confirmed it has been in a correction since peaking last December as U.S. stocks face headwinds from a darkening growth outlook in the world's largest economy and uncertainty over U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policies. Trump on Thursday suspended the 25% he imposed this week on most goods from Canada and Mexico until April 2, the day he has threatened to impose a global regime of reciprocal tariffs on all U.S. trading partners. Trump's fast-changing trade policy has sent markets into a tailspin, though currencies like the yen and the Swiss franc, as well as gold, have been among the few assets investors have flocked to as they seek out safety. The Japanese currency was perched near its strongest level in 5 months, at 147.95 on Friday, on track for a 1.8% weekly gain, while the Swiss scaled a 3 for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can also connect with us on our ATN socials. On Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1 on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or you can watch it live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Favor Chikwestri Michael. Up next is 18 Politics. Thank you for watching.
The board, management and staff of Morrison Media Group presents the 2025 anniversary lecture of Atlantic Television Network and Wish 99.5 FM. Theme: Imperative of Private Media in Sustainable Development.
Keynote speaker, Professor Tony Iradia, erudite scholar and broadcast guru. Chairman, Professor Umar.
The board, management and staff of Morrison Media Group presents the 2025 anniversary lecture of Atlantic Television Network and Wish 99.5 FM. Theme: Imperative of Private Media in Sustainable Development.
Keynote speaker, Professor Tony Iradia, erudite scholar and broadcast guru. Chairman, Professor Umar President, Society of Broadcasters, Nigeria, and Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Kashiri, Gombe State. Panelists: Chief Honorable Arthur C. Kalabo, Information and Communication Expert; Dr. Haka Tuait, Lecturer, Public Relations, Media and Communication; Dr. Bekwele Lawrence DK, Lecturer, Marketing Communication and Public Relations; Opaka Dakuba, Chairman, South-South Nigerian Union of Journalists; Susan Serekara Nwikana, Chairperson, Nawach River State. Chief Host, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, Esquire, FSM, FIMC, FNIMN, MNIM, ARPA, MIPPA. Chairman, Morrison Group. Date: 10th of March 2025. Venue: Dimeji Banquet Hall, Gate Place Hotel, Kilometer 5 East West Road by Obirikwere Flyover, Rumosi, Port Harcourt. Time is 11 a.m.
Call Kehinde Paul Obofadi on 0802 301 5728. That is 0802 301 5728, or info@atlanticnetwork.tv or info@wishfm995ph.com. You can also call Laurentia Ogu on 0818 344 6746. That is 0818 344 6746. Or leave content at atlanticnetwork.tv. This is signed by management.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today on ATN.